Hello. So today, to celebrate the beginning of spring, I really want to go into all of my lipsticks and lip glosses and pick out the ones that I want for this season. I do that every single year, and I really think that it sets a good tone for the mood of the makeup of the season. And I do have a lot, so I don't want all of these out. I have a spot here on my vanity that holds, I think, about 30 lipsticks. And so this is where I keep the things that I use on a regular basis. And after that, I want to lip swatch those lipsticks that I choose at the end of the video. So here is what I've whittled things down to. I've got them wedged between a couple of crystals here, that way they don't roll away. But we've got 30 that are going to go in here. And I'm going to go through why I chose what I did. So I want to go ahead and start with my favorite quintessential spring lipstick, which is from MAC actually. This is their Powder Kiss formula in the color Mull It Over. And it is just such a soft, peachy, warm color. And I absolutely love it. If I ever run out, I am definitely going to be repurchasing it because it is just amazing and it tastes good. Who knows why, but it's just so soft and warm and peachy. It's a perfect peachy, bright color for me in my skin tone. And so I always look forward to using this every single spring. It always gets me into the mood for spring makeup. So the next one, on the other hand, is a little bit newer to me. It's from the new Maximal, the Sleek Satin formula. They came out with this new line, and then they also came out with a few new nudes, but I only got one coming up that is in my collection here, because I just had to hold back, even though they were so beautiful. So this isn't from the new collection, but I really wanted to try this line, and so far I really love it. This is, like I said, cream in your coffee, and this formula is super different to the Powder Kiss, and I love this color. It's more of like a muted, sort of, not quite mauve-y, I'd say sort of like a purple toned, like a muted berry almost. And I love a color like this for a good cloudy day because we're still going to be getting a lot of rain and storms, so I felt like this would be really good. And it's honestly really easy to sheer out too and like blend out, so I feel like that gives it a lot of versatility because I do have a lot of colors like this, but so far I really love this one. So from that nude collection that I was talking about, this is Yash, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect, really neutral, almost concealer lip sort of vibe for me. I've been really enjoying it already. Obviously these just came out, I think maybe in late January, and I could not resist. I had to pick up one and I chose this one. I'm really glad I did. I get a lot of use out of it already. And I do like MAC's new matte formula. I would say they actually did the reformulation really well. I even like the new components and everything. I feel like they're really weighty and nice. And I really do think they stepped up the formula. It's a little more thin, but it still has all the favorite bits of MAC matte lipsticks, because MAC mattes are really good already, but I've been disappointed before, and I'm going to talk about that later actually. So next up is Sugar Dada. I don't know if those letters are going to show up, but this one is, I think, going to be the only orange that I have. Yeah, I wanted to have a bright orange because sometimes it's nice to have like a really vibrant statement color, like if there's some sort of event going on, or it's a nice hot day and I'm out in the convertible just vibing around. It's always nice to have like a color like this. And I have a few oranges, but I didn't want anything that was too brown and autumnal, and I felt like this one was the perfect choice. So put that one kind of on the edge over here. As you can see, it's very punchy, but I think that's really good for like a bold lip day. So now getting into my favorite lipstick formula ever is the MAC Luster Glass. This was the first line that they reformulated, and I actually do have one of their old ones here, which I think this was an amazing reformulation. They're very different, but I just love how moisturizing this is. But it's not just that it's moisturizing, it's also, once the moisture sort of sinks in to your lips, it leaves like a really good color payoff. So it's still pretty long wearing, and it's just perfect. And I love the colors that they have. They actually, MAC came out with a Christmas collection of all luster glasses, and it actually took everything in my power not to get those. But like I said in my New Year's video, the Mocha Mousse video, I am trying to limit how much I'm buying and really spend a lot of time with the things I love. And I love this formula already, but that doesn't mean, in the words of Hannah Poston, that doesn't mean you need every single color. That means you really like what you have and you should use it. So this one is business casual, and this was the one I wanted the most, but it was actually the last one that I got from this line. I think I have maybe 5 or 6, but I have only 4 of them here that I want for spring. But this one is considered a red nude, and I really like that description. Let's see, I'll put it over here. So yeah, it's definitely a red, but of course the luster glass, well, let me fix the lights a little bit. So hopefully you can see a little bit better here, but the luster glass is quite shiny, and which is what is so moisturizing about it. And because of that, it's also very sheer and buildable. And so I really love this kind of a red that isn't like a brick red, but it just takes a more subdued approach to red when it's like a casual red. Like this is a great red if you're ever just wearing mascara or even no makeup, just eyebrows or just sunscreen, something like that, but you just want to add a little something to your face. I feel like business casual is like perfect for that. So I'm definitely having that one for spring. The next one never goes anywhere. I wear this every single season. It's perfect for every season. This is Posh Pit. And I found this one luckily at my local TJ Maxx, and I was so grateful because I wanted it for so long, but I'm pretty sure that they only sold it, like at first I think they only sold it in England, and then maybe they brought it here. I'm not really sure, but they didn't have it even at my MAC store. So anyway, I love this one. It never goes anywhere. It's like a light warm brown kind of a tone. It just goes so well. Like if you're like an olive skin tone, this is so perfect for on the warmer side. If you're like a warm golden olive, it just looks great and everything. And then another favorite is Hug Me. And this one I've used even more. Like the C is gone. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the C is completely gone on the imprint that they have on there. But this one is a much more pinky, cool toned nude, but it is just like a perfect everyday color. And once again, I just love that shine, and it just moisturizes your lips, and you can just easily throw it on, keep it in your bag. You don't even have to look or anything. And then the last of the MAC lipsticks that I have here, I'm pretty sure, is from their luster glass formula, but I have the old one when they were going on sale when they were doing their reformulation. So this is Cockney, and I also have Ladybug, which is really similar. I really love a sheer red, and especially in the springtime, it's just very floral and easygoing. But yeah, this old formula, they have this and Ladybug in the reformulated luster glass, because this is just a luster lipstick when they used to do that. Yeah, they have the reformulated one, but I want to get much more wear out of this before I decide to repurchase one of those. So I thought about Ladybug, but because Business Casual and Sugar Dada are both very like warm, and I have a couple other very like warm tone, reddish tones, I figured that Cockney would be a good choice because it's actually a little bit more on the cooler side. And it has, I'm not sure if you'd be able to tell, but it has some sheer sparkles running throughout, which makes it very unique. So then moving away from MAC, this is what I was talking about when I was saying that I was really impressed by MAC's reformulation, because this is the old Smashbox formula for their lipstick. Yeah, they called it the Be Legendary lipstick, and this is in the color First Time, and it's kind of similar to Mull It Over in color, but whereas Mull It Over is that powder kissed formula, this is a more traditional matte formula, and I just love their matte formulas. They were so good in this packaging with like the gunmetal with the black. I just felt like was so chic and so beautiful. And I have a couple, no, I think I only have black cherry from them, which is really, really lovely too. It's like a berry with some blue sparkle in it, and that was their sheer formula. And their sheer formula is so good. But I haven't tried the reformulation of any of the ones that I like because they got rid of them. And here is First Time. Like you can see, this is really opaque, which was really popular at the time. But yeah, another brand that did that was Urban Decay. I have one of their new matte lipsticks that I just don't like. And I used to love their old lipstick formula, all of them. Like the sheer was so unique, and their old mattes were really long lasting, but I don't have any of those here because the only ones I have left, they're really, really old from that old formula, are very wintry and autumnal. I have Bad Blood, which is like a red, and Temper, which is like a really, really bright orange, kind of similar to Sugar Dada, but it's a little bit more pumpkiny. So here's kind of a newer one to me. This is from the Lethal and Avatar collection, and I'm not sure if they've actually ever done lipstick before. Maybe this was their first go for it. And I got the Ty Lee color. I mostly got it because I like Ty Lee's character. I think she's cute, but this is their more pinkier tone. And I really like the formula. As you can see, like the bullet is really pretty. It has all this like design on it, and it's really beautiful, but it definitely is like a warm pink, and it's very, like, you see with one swipe, it can be pretty sheer and you can really build it up. And it's a really unique formula. It's kind of almost waxy and, like I said, sheer. And I really like that. But yeah, it's a warm pink. And I feel like that color is best for the spring. Like I never find myself reaching for a warm pink outside of the springtime because this is just the most perfect florally, flowery color. And I'm really excited to get some more wear out of that because I got that color in the fall time. So here is another gem that I really love that I pretty much wear all year round. This is from Lancome. It's called number 11 Rose Nature. It has this little interesting way to like open it, which is really fun. But this one is sort of like a warm berry tone, and it has a bit of a, I'm messing up the focus, but it has a bit of like a sheer pearl running throughout. And speaking of the Urban Decay, this color really reminds me of the color Manic. That one also had that berry base with that sort of pearl. But this, they say, has their Genifique hyaluronic serum, whatever it's called, in it, and it's really nice. It's super moisturizing, and it's sort of like those luster glasses because it's really long lasting but moisturizing. So once it goes on, like, I guess that hyaluronic acid just starts to sink in and moisturizes your lips, but it still leaves a lot of color behind. And it's just cute. It's just a cute, cool little nifty thing. It's pretty. So next on my list here is from Becca, actually. And Becca also has Kick the Bucket. Becca is no longer with us, unfortunately, but I really loved their lipsticks. This is from their red line, and it's the color Scarlet. I really felt like these lipsticks were really, really nice. This is what I meant. This was one of the warmer reds that I'm looking forward to wearing. Oh, it's just so smooth. I remember Becca, when they came out with these lipsticks, they had like reds, because this one, Scarlet, says like warm on it. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it says warm. And I also have the color Cranberry that says neutral on it. So they had that. They had a red line, and then they also had a nude line that would have like cool, neutral, and warm undertones. And the formula is just amazing. It also smells really good, and it's really pretty. It sounds nice. Like, it's just so satisfying. It's really cute. And I liked a lot of Becca's products. I know that people said that people were only there for their highlighters, but I really loved their bronzer. They had a really cool powder, like a loose powder, and those lipsticks were really nice. I tried their blush. It was a little bit too intense. And of course, their highlighters were great too. But anyway, next on the list, I have this Merit. I have some other Merits too. Let me show you. Well, I'll show you at the end, but I keep them here on my vanity because they match and they're really pretty, and I get the most use out of them. Like the color Slip from them, from their regular signature lip line, is one of my all-time favorites. It's so amazing. It's like a really neutrally colored sort of brown lip. But this was from their holiday set this year, and they said this was a limited edition formula, and I don't know, we'll see about that. I've really been enjoying it. This was one I actually did use a lot in the winter. A lot of these, besides maybe like Posh Pit and Hug Me, I am bringing back out for the spring, but this one was a favorite in the winter too. Like, this formula is really nice. It's one of those really, it's like they make it matte because it has like silicones or something like that in there, but let me swatch it for you. With one swipe, it's extremely sheer, and of course it can be built up a little bit, but they call it, yeah, I think I said, they call it like a lip blush, and I think that's like the perfect term for it, especially because it is like this grayy sort of a pink color. It just like evens out, at least for my skin tone, it like evens out your lips to be sort of the natural tone they would be, but it just kind of softens it and blurs it, because this sort of like blurry, blendy, like matte formula just looks really nice on top of the lips, but in a matte way. And I really think it's amazing if you are doing like a really intense look, like you have a really smoky eye, or once again, if you have like very little makeup and you're in a rush, but you're looking for a matte version and not like a shiny version. And I also just love this because this is so pretty. They do so well with the packaging. Oh, it's called du jour. I'm not sure if I said that. And it's amazing. I wonder if they will come out with this formula or if it really was limited edition. I'm not sure. And I didn't like the red that came with that set, by the way, but I love Bespoke, which is like their regular signature lip. I'm not sure if that's because I don't like their matte formula. I haven't tried any of the other ones, but that matte, the red one in there called Black Tie, was just a little patchy for me. Moving on, these are my Bobbi Brown lipsticks. This one I'm really excited to get some more use out of. This one is Punch. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the crushed lip color. I'm pretty sure she still sells these. I don't know if she has any other lipstick formula, but this formula is just so amazing. And I actually got this one for free. I got it from a Bobbi Brown counter on my birthday, so it was a nice little surprise, and I love this. It's like the only hot pink that I own, and it's just perfect. Like I said, it's the color Punch. And it's a very like balmy consistency really, and also finish. It's like truly satin in my opinion. It's not really matte. It does mattify down, and you can definitely blot it down as well. And this color stains really well if you're looking for longevity. But I really love these. They're super unique, and they smell like turmeric, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I think is really delicious. But yeah, like I said, they wear all day, and they're kind of balmy, but not in a moisturizing way, but more so in that kind of chapsticky kind of a texture. So this one is cranberry. This is going to be sort of similar to business casual because it's like a red nude, I would say. It's not quite brick because it's a little bit too cool to be a brick. It's not very browny necessarily, but it's also not like a full-on red at the same time. There it is there. It's just so nice. It's very good as like a standout shade though. It has a little bit more impact than business casual, and business casual for MAC is also a little bit more red and warm, and this one's a little bit more rose tone. It's like a soft sort of dried rose kind of a color. And then the last of my Bobbi Browns is kind of new to me. I actually got this one at TJ Maxx as well. You might see a theme, but I love this one. I use this one a whole bunch. This is Cocoa. I think that it was discontinued actually. I saw on their website. This one's really nice. It's a wonderful rose brown. It's very similar to Bespoke, and I've never swatched those next to each other, so I might do that. The textures are, I was gonna say they're super different. They're kind of similar because the Merit lipsticks, their signature lipsticks, are also very balmy, but this crushed lipstick, like they say, is called crushed because it has crushed pigments in it, and you can kind of feel that, like it's almost gritty in a way that the Merit one isn't. So let me actually swatch those next to each other because I'm actually curious. Bespoke was from Merit's holiday set that they had, and I know they just came out with a lip liner called Bespoke as well, but I love this one. Of like their nudie brown colors, their nuanced browns from their collection, this one is the most pinky toned, and it's the newest to me, so I haven't used it as much, but I definitely love it, and I know it will become a little nublet just like Slip that I was talking about earlier. But let me compare them. Okay, yeah, they're very similar, but the Merit one is a little bit deeper and actually even more on that pinkier sort of a tone. I think that the Cocoa is a little bit more warm, and yeah, the texture is actually very different. The Merit ones are very shiny, and there's just nothing like the Merit lipsticks. They're so good. Okay, for the last of my sort of traditional style lipsticks, I have a couple of Revlon ones. This is Revlon Rosewine, and then I also, these look really similar, so I want to show them side by side. I also have Pink Velvet, and they look so very similar. They certainly do. And there's limited room in my little thing, in my little organizer for my spring lipsticks this year, but I do think they're just different enough that it's worthwhile for me to have them on here. And here's these warm pinks again. Like I said, I just simply get the most use out of them in this time of year, so I want to bring these out and give them both a chance. So this one is Rosewine, and it's a little bit more woody, just a little bit deeper. But Pink Velvet, which I use a little more actually, is a little bit more of that cooler tone blue-based pink. And you can kind of see, hopefully, next to each other, there is a difference there. They're definitely in the same family. They're like cousins, and I just want to get some use out of both of them. And so they're both going to be out. So along the same lines as Revlon, but these are sort of in between, I would say, a lipstick and a lip gloss, and I think they discontinued these. I can't believe it. These are so beautiful. This one is in glaring coral. You know, I always thought it said glazing coral, but actually it says glaring coral. Wow. Anyway, it's one of those ones where it has like the flat top like this, and I absolutely love these. This is like a really good counterbalance to that sugar dada color, because this one is like a sheer sort of an orange tone, and I really love this one in the summer as well, but I think that it's going to be really cute in the spring. See, these are really sheer, basically glosses, like balmy lipstick glosses. They're really, really shiny. There you go, you can kind of see that. Honestly, these other Revlon ones are kind of shiny too because they're a cream formula. And the other color I have, which is probably my favorite one, is called Glossed Up Rose. I really love this one. I'm not sure if you can see, but I really like this one. This one is kind of similar to that pink velvet color because it's sort of more of a bluer toned pink, but this is a little bit more mauvey. It's almost a little bit more purple. I'll swatch it next to it so you can kind of see. It's way more shiny too and sheer, but it has more of that purple base rather than that really, really true pink base on pink velvet. And then I have a couple of liquid lipsticks. This is Lucky Cat from the Luxe Velvet Colourpop. I've had it for a while. It used to be my favorite pink ever, and this is actually my second one. I used up the first one, and it's one of those sort of like plush, velvety, moussey, Korean style lip colors. But since, you know, I think that Colourpop was copying Asian Beauty with this line, I actually got rid of a lot of my Luxe Velvet ones because I got the Kaleidos lip clays. So the Kaleidos lip clay formula is just like, in my opinion, the best of this sort of moussey, soft liquid lipstick formula. And I have, for Christmas actually, I have a couple more sets. So I feel like I have every one of those colors that I could ever want. But I don't have a pink. So Lucky Cat is a little bit more of like that rosewoody. It's like a darkened pink. And so it's a little different than these other pinks. This is the pink can today, except for this orange, apparently glaring coral that I had wrong all along. And then the other ones are these NYX lip lingeries. These also smell really good. And these are like more true liquid lipsticks, and they're my favorite probably of any liquid lipstick I've tried, even like high end. But I just don't get enough use out of them, and I really want to, especially this one. I think it's called Warm Up. Yeah. And it's a little bit more in that rosy pinky family once again. And they're really good. Like, they dry down really well, and they have that lasting power of a liquid lipstick without being too violent on your lips, I guess I could say. And they are pretty dark, and I think that's one thing that kind of scares me off. Is, as you can tell, I usually like something that's sort of more sheer and buildable and isn't really full on. I would rather be way more full on with my eyeshadow, but they are really beautiful, and I do want to at least put them out and have them in that reaching distance. That way, if I don't know what I want to do for my makeup, I can be like, oh, today I'll use that warm up color. Or this one is called Turn On. All the sexy color names from the lip lingerie. This one is sort of, I mean, how can you even call this? They also have a huge drying shift. Like, I feel like I'm talking about like gouache or acrylic now, but they have a huge shift in color when they dry down. And I'm pretty sure like this one's going on like a sort of neutrally brown, but I think it warms up to like a pink, like a soft sort of pinky nude. And I thought it was going to be like this color, which is called Hot Caramello. And this one stays actually brown, because this one to me looks brown. Well, it looks like it's turning pink now, but this one actually does stay that kind of browny color. But once again, this one's kind of dark. And I have some like from the Kaleidos, like I said, they stay a little bit more light and vibrant. This is just a bit more of a like statement color for me, at least. And then speaking of statement, I have a couple of lip stains. I got this new lip stain from, well, it's not new. I think they just changed the packaging, but from Ulta. This like lip stain formula is so amazing. I also have their purple one that I like to use in the winter time, but I just now got this sort of red. I don't know if they have names, but it's just a red one, and they smell absolutely so delicious, and they work so well. They layer so nicely, and they just sink right into your lips. And I especially think that it works really well under other colors. Like I have the NYX Butter Gloss in the red. I keep my butter glosses over here, but I have the NYX red. Well, which one is it? Oh, I don't actually have it over here, but the red velvet, I think, from the NYX Butter Gloss looks so amazing over this if you're looking for that really like candy apple shiny red. And I haven't tried it yet, but I bet that Cockney from MAC would also look really good over this. But it's a much more, ooh, look how juicy and cute. It's a much more like vibrant, light, fresh, sort of a red tone. It's kind of hard to see on a hand. Like I don't think the hand swatch, because especially it like develops over time, but it also just smells so good. But I really, really love it. And then the other one, I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be a lip stain, but I kind of treat it like a lip stain. This is the NYX Lip IV. This one is in the color, what color are you? I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's the red one. I'm sure it's probably the only red one. But I love this. Like, I was really surprised with this one. It just goes on so smooth. And the lasting power, once again, is really good, and it layers over other colors. Like I've layered it with the this lip stain before, and one day I was wearing like MAC Ruby Woo, which is really, really intense, and then I put this on top halfway through the day. Instead of trying to layer Ruby Woo on itself, I used this instead, and it just revitalized it. And yeah, it looks good full on, but it also looks good blotted down. And like I said, I feel like it's something like a stain because it has a really good lasting power, and it does leave a bit of a stain behind. Okay, for this final section, I'm going into my lip glosses, and they're not going to look too terribly different, so I will just do them all in one go. The only drugstore glosses that I have are the Colourpop ones from their astrology collection. I have a couple of other ones, but this one is the Taurus one. It's called Luxe Enough, and all the packaging just wipes right off of these. I used to really love Colourpop, obviously. I feel like a lot of people did, but I think drugstore and even high-end and everything has really stepped up the game, especially indie. So this one is really unique. Even with my butter gloss collection, this one is such a warm, sort of orangey tone brown that I have mixed feelings also about this formula. This is their like luxe gloss. I'm not sure if they even still make them, if they're still available. I'm sure the astrology ones aren't, but maybe, I'm not sure. They are really nice and shiny, and let me show you the other one. I have one more. This is the Pisces one. It's called Dreamy much, and I do like the colors that they came out with, but as you can kind of see, maybe it's just really, see if it'll focus. Yeah, it's just really like goopy and stringy and like, can you see that? And thick, and like I'm just so used to trying to make it work that sometimes I don't even notice. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know if you can see that texture in the way. It's just thick, really thick, and it's liable to be stringy even, and that's like, I don't know. In this day and age, I just don't love that. But this one has like, I'm sure it's impossible to see with how bright the lights are, but this has like really pretty iridescent, like pink and green and blue and purple sparkles in it. And yeah, like I said, they're different enough to me that it was worth having these two out and available. And I just want to see if I can get a little bit more use out of them before I maybe declutter them, as sad as that is. So the rest are like, I guess you could call it high-end. This is the BUXOM lip, what do they call it? Collagen Peptide Advanced Plumping Lip Serum. Well, isn't that a mouthful? But I have this one in the color Dolly Babe, and I also have their clear one that I keep actually on my bathroom counter because I use it after I brush my teeth in the morning and like get ready for the day, because I feel like it really is sort of more of a serum first. But this pink one I actually did use a lot in the winter too, because it's just, yeah, it's not even barely shiny. It's way less shiny than the Colourpop ones. It's more of a balm, but the color is just so nice. Like I don't surprisingly have like such a neutral pink that doesn't, like I said, it's not too shiny, but it's also not too matte, and it's a nice in between. And I do think it's kind of plumping, but more in that way that it like smooths out your lip lines. And I honestly do feel like, because they claim like over time it makes your lips more plump, I do feel like it makes my lips more moisturized. Like I think using that clear one in the morning has really helped keep my lips stay moisturized throughout the day. I've like actively noticed a difference. So I don't know if they're more plump necessarily, but they're definitely in better condition. So this was my old favorite, speaking of BUXOM, this is my old favorite lip gloss formula ever. Actually, I'll start with my old favorite lip gloss ever. I used to wear it so much, like from high school through college and everything. This is the color Claire. I don't know if you can even see these names, but as you can see, maybe it's very, very, very sparkly. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Let me try and get a swatch out. But yeah, it's incredibly sparkly, and they're like a plumping lip gloss too. They're very thick and very sticky, but I don't even mind. Like, and I really feel like this glittery one in Claire, as you can see, I feel like the glitter just makes it even more sparkly. And the glitter is like a gold color, and it's suspended in this sort of like mauvey purpley base. And I feel like they neutralize each other. So it's like you have a little bit of warm and cool. And I love that combo of like warm and cool together. I had a color, the first one I ever had was called Danny. And it was like a pinky, almost like purple, like lavender sort of a color. And as strange as that sounds, like I'm sure it did not look very good on me. I had it in like high school and college. I used it up completely. And then I got the color Katie, which, you know, obviously is my name. And that one's sort of like a sheer apricot with like a pearl to it, because they have different textures. Like this one's sparkly, and the next one I'm going to show you is like a cream. Well, this might be a different, let me show you one from the same line. Yeah, this one is the newest one to me. It's called Andrea, and it's like, it has this sheer pink pearl, and that's kind of how the Katie one was. It was like a sheer white pearl, and then I used that one completely up too. So, I mean, I still love them, and that's, I took them off for like my winter and fall. I think I only had one or two of them, and I didn't even really reach for them. And so I'm ready to kind of like get quite a few of them back on there to see if I can use them. But yeah, this one is like a nude, but it has like that pearly pink to it, which I have a highlighter from ABH called Gumdrop that really matches this now. And so I feel like I'm really gonna like that this season. It just reminds me of flowers. And I kind of like the pearl, and I also like the glitter version. And so similar to that last one, this one is Trixie. I used to have the color Tanya, which is really similar to this too. And that one was more sparkly. It's like a coral, but it had like those gold sparkles. But this one is like a coral color that has like the gold pearl. Like it's much more fine and sheer. And I just feel like the pearl, it just has a more like metallic-y, frosty finish that I actually think is getting kind of popular these days too. But I think that a nice like, oh look, that's so bright. I usually don't like coral. I feel like it really clashes with my skin tone, but now that it's warming up and I'm getting more of a tan and all of the colors are bright in the sun and like just the tones of everything reflecting off of my skin, I think that this will match just sort of the ambience and the environment a little better. Which is why I love doing this, is because I feel like as the sun moves and the shade changes, and like I said, the different flowers and stuff, everything's like complementing your skin and your makeup, and like things just look totally different. And so it's just nice to get sort of a reset and a refresh as well and get new inspiration. So yeah, those are called the full-on lip plumping polish. So these are the lip polishes. But then these other two that I have are the lip creams, I think they're called. Yeah, full-on lip cream. And this situation is similar to that Revlon situation, as I have these two. And they do look very similar, but they are different. They are different. But the lip creams are more opaque. So these are sheer, and they come in the sparkly and the pearl. But these ones don't have any sparkle like that. So this one is mudslide. This is the warmer of the two. It's like a nice warm pink. And this one's actually almost empty as well. So this will be like the third one that I finish, because yeah, that warm pink is just lovely. And then here is Rose Julep, which is such a cute name. And this is more in that pinky, yeah, you can kind of see there, more in that pinky berry family. And see, those are a lot more opaque, and they're very cute. Like, just, I feel like these are just such spring looking colors. And then two more. These are the newest glosses to my collection. These are from Kaleidos. I wanted them for so long, and I finally got some for Christmas. This one is the color Last Smoke. So unique. It's like one of the most unique colors in my collection. Definitely the most unique gloss. This is their lip glaze, I think they call it. Let's see if there's room here. There we go. Look at that. It's like almost gray. It's like a gray purple kind of a color, and it was so good in the winter, and I just can't let it go. Like, this is, I can't even describe like this formula. It's so bouncy, and like they say that it holds its shape, and I didn't know what that meant, but now I feel like I do. It just like, it just stays looking so glass-like, and it's also extremely moisturizing as well. It doesn't feel it in the way that Ulta lip stain like sinks into your lips. This one is like, I take this off and I'm like, oh my God, my lips feel like a baby's ass. Like, it's just so good. And then the other one that I have is Free Fall. This is their gray one. I feel like a lot of people have this that I saw online, and it's because it's amazing. It's literally so awesome. I used it in my moon makeup, and it's just so nice, especially, let me see if I can, yeah, especially on a day where you're not wearing much makeup once again, or if you're wearing extremely cool toned makeup. I feel like those like sparkles in there are just so, ooh, look at that. So pretty. I hope you can see that. But yeah, obviously like a gray, like these greysy colors are just so unique. And I think having like greysy tones and sort of like, let me show you too. I know I'm always talking about the Divination palette, but this Divination Balm from the Blend Bunny and Robert Welsh collection is so amazing for the same reason as like these grays. Is because it's like, oh, and it smells like mango, which is just so delicious. But yeah, it just kind of neutralizes everything. And for olive skin, I feel like this is so perfect because it draws everything towards neutrality. Like it draws anything you put this on top of towards green, which is automatically going to make it more harmonious. And I really love that. And same with these, like these are always going to make everything more neutral. This one's a little bit more purpley, but same sort of idea, especially compared to some of these more traditional colors. But this is my lip gloss selection. So here is where I actually keep my Merit lip glosses, or lipsticks, I'm sorry. Like I said, here is Bespoke, 1990, and Slip. And also back there are my Huda Beauty lipsticks because they don't actually fit in this little container. So I store those back there all the time, and I just think that they look so pretty with the Vanity. I think they match really well.